of that and making sure that you're not putting yourself in a dangerous position because you're just assuming he doesn't have one, or that he's, you know, you've got your sentry down there for he can't have a sentry down, but he can just plonk one down and start going aggressively on you. There's a lot of things which Dartmouth go to think about, which I'm sure he already is. It's a really annoying matchup, I think. But when you can do okay in.
2 disconnects. Oh, no.
Yeah, a lot of disconnects on OG.LATAM. Playing from Portugal. Meanwhile,
you doxed them. What the? Come on, right?
Yep. Their address is no, just kidding. I'm sure you can find it though. Just
Well, chill.
put in No Tail's house in Google Earth. It'll take you right.
He actually did. Yeah, he did have the documentary. To be fair, he did.
Yeah, mi amor, yeah. Yeah, mi amor. Yeah, mi amor, yeah. Yeah, mi amor.
All right, that's mute.
Nothing like
A1
a pause.
for his spam already.
There's a penetrating one. Nothing like, you know, I always love it when you like get settled for the first cast of the day. Just a nice long pause to start it off. It's just like, okay, cool. Getting the rust off. You know, we haven't done this in a little while, so let's start everything on with a nice long pause.
No, what are you doing? Don't tell them that. We said on the job interview that we've been casting in our downtime. What do you mean?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. And anybody from DreamLeague watching, we practiced for 3 days straight. Just casting.
3 months straight. We've been
3 months straight.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time we cast for them.
That's been a hot minute. Feels like it was yesterday though.
Oh yeah, go on. Now try and get back in their good books.
Oh. Hector has taken Grudge Bearer. I don't think I've seen this facet.
We can, yeah. He does more damage when he takes damage, right? I remember it correctly.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case. Damage absorbed to damage absorbed to damage. That is some fantastic wording. Well done, everybody. Damage increased linger duration.
Oh boy.
5.
You know why I know this is somewhat underwhelming? I played an overthrow game yesterday of Ursa, coincidentally, and took this facet. And I played up against a 30k net worth Jakiro, and I gained like 40 damage.
Right, okay.
I was like, sure. This feels quite underwhelming. But again, I'll keep noting what damage is, but Image at the moment getting sharded up.
Yeah, that is a lovely shard, but Moon's turning it around here with the Fatal Bombs coming out. Early point in Fatal. Is it going to make much of a difference? Look like it is. Aurora getting very low on everybody, but nobody really going down. Nightfall having to stay away from the creep wave, though, as Moo's kind of battling him out, but it's Panto who's in trouble, being chased down by the Ringmaster. El Misho doesn't have enough left in the tank to finish the job. But is this going to hurt them? There's a lot of heroes very, very low as Mira tries to go aggressively onto Illich here. My brother, you don't have any health. He's just trying to slow him down from getting to the wave, though, which is pretty smart. And all in all, I mean,
what are we going to do?
They took so much damage on Aurora.
This is probably the worst start to a laning phase I've seen in a long time, right? The fact that, like, no one dies, right? When you die at the rune, whatever, guys, I TP to lane, let's go full resource. But the fact that no one died on Aurora, your Darkseid started the first wave by himself, your Tusk is TP top, already shipping out a salve, yet to get everything.
Moose is just bullying everyone. What a Fatal Bonds level, by the way. Shout out Moose, because he kind of made that whole thing happen. What kind of psychopath takes the Fatal Bonds level 1? I don't know, but yeah, this is very, very good for OG.LATAM. Great start to the game. Great start to the tournament for them.
Nice pause. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Really lets us get acquainted.
But no, it's Warlock is always like right place at the right time, right? Like some lanes taking bonds is really good level 1 because you get to shove the wave out. You protect your carry through the fact that your creep wave is healthier than the enemy's creep wave. And in other lanes, you want to take heal level 1, where you have, let's say, like a PA or something, where you know you can't shove the wave too quickly. Just keep him alive and, you know, play the lane for level 2, level 3, right? And yeah, I think for Moose, it was just great time, level up the spell, really threaten Aurora. And we'll see if they can...
El Misho in the jungle, being chased by Panto here. He might have to go for the deny, but I'm not really sure that's going to work out for him. Not Panto chasing him down. El Misho on the run. Panto, is he quicker though? No, he is not, so...
Oh, we looked at that from 2 different perspectives. I was like, El Misha is quicker, and you were like, well, Panto's not quicker.
Yeah.
That's that synergy. That's what they pay for.
Glass half full, glass half empty.
I always go for the guy running away. That's always the optic. It's like,
That's who you relate to.
Yeah. Well, I'm often support who's running away.
Oh, Illich, he is going to get killed off. Yeah, a little bit sloppy there from him, not respecting the spells they had available. Tree goes wide from Nightfall, but that is going to be first blood for Panto down in the bottom lane.
To be fair, I can respect why Underlord was surprised by that gank, right? Because Deshaun wasn't even laning for the first 2 minutes. They were playing, you know, a little game of chase in the jungle. And he's like, oh wait, there's a shaman in the game.
And this whole time I had been watching Dartma go in the middle lane, by the way. I've had one eye on mid, which has made me look very silly. My eyes pointing in different directions, one to the action and one to the mid lane. He's doing phenomenally. He's doing really, really well in this matchup. One thing I want to point out is that the Monkey King started with Boundless Strike. And I mean, to be honest, level 1 Jingu is not really much of a thing anyway, so he knew not to be scared, Dartma Go. Just shoved the wave into him like crazy. Got level 2 first, continued to pressure Kiyotaka really, really hard just in the early points, and basically set himself up for winning this lane just by the sheer amount of pressure he put on early on. That set him off for a really good time. Now he's showing a bit more respect to Kiyotaka because, of course, he's got the 2 points in Jingu, which is more of a threat for the Sand King. But still, really nice stuff from Dartma Go so far. Just putting on the pressure. Has a sentry available as well if Kiyotaka dares. But you can see Kiyotaka, he's given up on the sentry game. He's just got some dust to make sure that if there is a possibility of a kill coming through, then he will be able to pop that dust as over in the top lane. Moose is going to go down here, caught out by the Tusk Darkseer combination. Always going to be scary.
Yeah, you don't really want to play too far away from the lane. And I think how you described it was, you know, quite correct for every lane for Aurora, right? It's the levels that bring the pressure, right? The Monkey King with levels can eventually truly shove out the Sand King. The Darkseer and Tusk with levels will easily kill a Warlock if he's out of position, right? And that's where you need to be careful if you're OG.LATAM. Just respect the fact that there is going to be this turning point in the laning phase, and Panto, very early rotation to mid lane, wants to take away the water rune.
Oh, he's going to make it to the top room though. Oh.
Yeah. No points in Spring. Could have been a chance, but he already used the Burrow Strike, right, to go from low ground to high ground, so he couldn't Burrow Strike to get the rune, and he just doesn't need to make the play. It would just be a little bit too forced.
I just like races. There's like this, you know, when they're both running to the rune, who's going to be faster? It's just like a primal thing, you know, where you just like, people go fast. Who gets there first? Let's find out. Shackle. Misha. He looking like he might be a goner. There's the tree toss to come in to finish off the job. Nightfall brings him down. Illich can't do a whole dang lot about that. At the moment, despite their good start, Aurora really taking control of this laning phase, getting the kills to put them ahead. Sure, the net worths are looking, the last hits are looking pretty even, but when it comes down to the kills, 3 and 0 at the moment. Oh, and over in the middle lane, though, that's going to change things up a bit. El Misha with the TP in and just helping out Mago.
I mean, it's such a classic Kiyotaka death, right? Like, he's posturing on the Sand King the entire time. The Ringmaster dies bottom. Most mid laners there because, you know what? Let's just walk away from the enemy high ground. Let's allow the game to breathe for a second. Where did the Ringmaster TP? Then you play out the map. But he's like, no, I do not care, Ringmaster. He's still on the enemy side of the map. He's still punching them, and he does go down. So I think, yeah, very good punishing there. The thing with Kiyotaka is, like, his aggression is what brings his team to life. And if you respect it, and you're too scared, he will just beat you. And if you don't respect it, and you just try and call his bluff, then you get a couple free kills across the game. So it's like, you need to walk towards that balance. Hector is getting punched up in the top lane.
That's a lot of damage coming in from the double iron shell. It's going to be too much for the bear to handle. K1 going to go down. Nice rotation in from Panto, as you say. But yeah, pretty insane for Kiyotaka not to respond to a dead support. That's the thing about Kiyotaka, though, is that, like, you know, he makes the silly mistakes and then the absolutely insane plays. It's if you can't handle Kiyotaka at his best, at his worst, then you don't deserve him at his best, guys.
That's pretty much it. But anyone who just TP'd back to top lane, jumps over the shard, now Moose dies.
Yeah.
Just not respecting the positioning, and Sand King in his room, channeling up the epi. Oh,
really good. Only gets through the two of them, sadly. The global save is going to be pretty huge, so it's just Panto at the moment, and Panther actually still walking away. Right click finds him, and the damage comes down onto Mirror as well. So both supports getting destroyed. Almost perfect from start to go, but 1 point in the bow strike, but still really, really nice.
I got so baited. Like, you know, like when you look at that, that's like the clip of the day already. You know, like that's content right there. And it just wasn't as cool, right? Sure, 2 supports died, but I was so giddy for like the big play, and then when it didn't happen, I'm so sorry, stream. I just gave you my authentic, just. I was just shocked. I was underwhelmed.
No, agreed. I thought it was like triple burrow strike. They all just explode. Caustic finale, like causes them all to die. I was here for it, but that's not stanking, unfortunately, not anymore.
Oh god, what a shame. Yeah, just tickle them over some level 4 sandstorm. Ooh, look at my little damage.
Yeah. This poor hero.
Oh,
well, he's in a
very
great place.
honest with you.
He's like a first pick hero. We're saying this poor hero, but yeah.
No, he's doing very, very well. Again, like we already mentioned, the fact that like he found, like he won the sentry game mid, he shoved the wave, you know, things that you mentioned. But now Kiyotaka,
Yeah,
playing the map.
freebie, unfortunately.
This is where you're gonna be very, very, very careful for, if you're OG.LATAM, right? It's the fact that everything on Aurora screams play into the map. Monkey run around, Shaman Tusk run around, right? And when I mentioned in the draft like that need for jungle, if you lose your lanes and your positioning, they are just going to sweep across. Like Dark Mago, sure, he's had a good time, but he's struggling in the mid lane. K1 Hector's getting ganked in the top lane. Like,
yeah, he doesn't have his 6 just yet. This is going to be an issue. The supports will be able to bring him down. Very sad death.
and they're going for just the kill builds, right, on both the supports. Tusk going for the 2-point in tag team, but having 1 point in both Shard and Snowball. And Panther going for 2-point in shock, 2-point in grip. So just so much control, so much damage with these two supports.
It's going to hit level 9, and K1 still doesn't have level 6.
Sorry, level 9.
Minute 9, yeah, okay, you know, it's
what are you on about?
just frustrating. Minute 9, no level 6 on Hector, no ulti, no bear grr at minute 9.
Yeah, no. Okay, what's happening in this cast? This is we're really like breaking the wall.
Really trying to get the rust off, but it's just sticking.
No, I kind of like it.
WD-40.
This is so much more organic. I feel like we need to maintain this. We need to keep this amount of
the next
rust.
4 days.
Yeah.
Keep the rust on.
4 years. That's never changed.
Hell yeah.
This is who we are.
That's some
This
commitment
is what
right
freedom
there.
feels like.
Where's this creep going? Okay. No, I'm glad Stream caught that as well. Like, I just... Oh, because it's not a creep, it's a Monkey King.
God damn it, did you actually think... Nomad, no way. I thought you were playing a bit.
Maybe I was.
Say you're playing a bit, protect yourself.
I'd like to leave it up to interpretation.
God. Well, the net worth is looking very, very healthy for Aurora. Even though it's only a 1,000 gold lead, the fact that all 3 of their cores are sitting in the top 4 is going to make them feel very content.
XP is actually just gone back into OG.LATAM's favor somehow.
I mean, that's because Sand King's just popping off, right? He is farming everything, farming ancients. There's no real early ancient tanker on the side of Aurora, so that XP naturally should shift the way of OG.LATAM. And even the net worth is being kept alive because of the Sand King. He does have the Blink Dagger. He's minute 10. Kiyotaka jumping in, but has the shield. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little deep. It's a little deep, even for Kiyotaka.
The supports just need level 6 though on OG.LATAM, right? They need that, the Wheel of Wonder. They need the Golem.
Nobody has level 6 in this game. This is really funny. Everyone's just chilling. All the supports start of XP, and that's absolutely fine. And again, OG.LATAM I think just do better in that situation. Like,
hey, watch out, Nomad! There's a courier going around the enemy jungle.
Whoa! What is this courier? Why has it got a shield?
God, the fact that Kiyotaka's doing all of this when he knows the Sand King's blink is, woof, that is spooky.
Yeah, he's doing a lot. They don't seem to be respecting this Sand King blink at all, just casting spells on him, forcing him to move around the map. But it is clearing them out of mid lane, should get them the tower eventually. And the pacing is just a little bit slower than maybe you'd want to see from this draft from Aurora.
Yeah, they want to connect on a couple kills, right? But again, the stanking with the Blink Dagger, the inevitable level 6, there is reason to be cautious, and I think fair play to the Ursa, right, in all this. He's the one that's kind of catching up, only a recipe away from his Battle Fury. But we are seeing the smoke on mid now. The ultimates are in play. Can they get Kiyotaka? It does feel like he should just be dying here, unless he finds some magical way to show the team's broken, but no.
Yeah, doesn't quite manage it. And Mira TPing into this as well. Not sure this is the TP you want, my friend. Snowball going to come out, buy him a little bit of time. Toronto Tokyo coming in through the backlines, but a nice golem comes out from Moose, interrupts everything which Aurora wanted to do there, and secures on that kill on to Mira. And now with the golem, with Illich in the house with 170 bonus damage, they can chunk down this tower with ease.
Yeah, I think you said it kind of perfectly. We expected a bit more fight from Aurora, right? And then by the time that they actually do fight, OG, they have the levels, they have the space, they have the timing to go, and they bring 4 heroes, they punish them, and K1 needs to be, like I said, very, very content with this. But now, when all things in Dota, ultimates are on cooldown, what will Aurora do? There's a 2-minute window, no golem. There's a minute window with no wheel, no epicenter, no Fiend's Gate. Is this going to be a moment where Aurora now sweep across the map, or do they go, you know what, let's wait for our pipe on the dark here? That's what we need. We just need to survive that jump. And
2 big hiccups coming out from Aurora. One of them is the, well, coming out in this game actually. One's a Mage Slayer on the Monkey King, so that's kind of your budget pipe. And the other one is actually the Battle Fury on the Ursa, which kind of gives you a pretty good idea on how this game's going right now.
He just farms. Always the way.
Doing excellently.
You know, we see the big itemization here, right? As we look at all the heroes. Kiyotaka with the Mage Slayer, Toronto Tokyo. The pipe is complete now, as we see it. This, to me, it feels like it's go time. But again, you have to thread the needle. You need to identify what is the correct time to fight, where we're not just running straight into a golem and epicenter and everything, but also we can't just wait, knowing those spells are available. See how Aurora are going to do it. At the moment, they are just kind of running head on in. Golem still isn't caught up for 50 seconds. Jumping onto the Underlord. He has a Vanguard.
Really nice Wheel of Wonder, but it's only going to delay the inevitable, unfortunately. He will be going down, and there's that pipe also coming out from the Darkseer as well, just to protect him from the Wheel of Wonder damage. Kiyotaka looking for El Misho, but, well, still going under the tier 2. Might just be able to bring him down here. El Misho doing what he can, but what he can is not enough. A surge out onto Kiyotaka as well. There's the box coming out, but the Tiny is ready and waiting, and Nightfall will get that kill.
Ooh. Interesting though, even though these 2 heroes dies, look at the Stanky and the Warlock. They're still smoking up. You lose 2 heroes, they don't care.
Oh, they think they're going to try and go for the Tormentor.
Exactly.
This could be,
if this works, like cool. The fact that is, they've got only 2 points in bonds though, and they don't actually have an Observer Ward, so they can't just check.
This is insane actually. If this works,
come on,
this is crazy. Come on. Cue it.
Come on, go.
Let's go. Oh, the timing. It could be brilliant. Jumping in on the 2-man gang, but the snowball, it makes a huge difference. It's delaying everything. They're getting low. They're getting low. 2 dead for Darmago. Kiyotaka gonna fall as well. Oh my god. OG.LATAM. What is that play?
Oh, beautiful. Okay, I keep forgetting I'm actually casting. I shouldn't be screaming this much. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying the game too much. It's too beautiful.
You don't see that though. Like 2-man plays in Dota in 2025, that is not legal.
Again, if the snowball, if he doesn't snowball there to give a little bit more life, then so many more heroes are dropping, right? But a 2-man move, they identify the Tormentor, 2 extremely powerful heroes at the Tormentor as well, right? With Epicenter, with Fatal Bonds, just what a read. Under the threat of that pressure from Aurora, they identify, you know what? The game is somewhat scripted. We know what's happening. There's Wisdom Shrines, there's Tormentors, you know? Play for the obvious moment, and yeah, they do it. And after taking that, they then get the Roshan as well, so yeah. Very, very good just map reading there from OG.LATAM. Kind of baiting Aurora to kind of do the obvious, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna take a breather. I'm gonna try and calm down.
That was pretty amazing. We just don't see that, but they are going to be able to take the Aegis pretty much immediately from Hector by the looks of it, though. They're trying to turn around, popping the ultimate, trying to jump onto Panto, but his team are taking some time to get over here. They have that double damage epicenter coming out from Dartmago here. This could be pretty bad. Ekta trying to get away. Toronto Tokyo giving chase. They've used that snowball, though. This might be the opening that they're looking for. Dartmago coming in, jumping in, catching out just the one, but the epicenter double damage coming through. It's taking them all down. Bye-bye, Aurora. 3 of them dead in the blink of an eye. Goodness me, sitting around after the Aegis to try and fight into that. You know, they just didn't expect that OG.LATAM were going to try and respond to that.
Oh. Did we give up MVPs in this game, or what's the deal here?
I'm sure we can. I don't know. We're allowed. Yeah. Are we giving it to the Warlock or the Sand King, though? Because I feel like it'd be harsh to give it to one and not the other.
I mean, we are going to have to somehow combine both of them into one graphic. That's going to be the key thing. It'll be the joint MVP award. There we go. New heroes. But yes, without the Sand King, the Warlock wouldn't be as impactful. Without the Warlock, the Sand King would be impactful. They truly are playing hand in hand, and just punishing the fact that it, you know, we didn't say it, but it is 4 melee heroes against the Warlock, right? Like, the way in which Aurora kills is by grouping, clumping up, trying to go for that but one kill, right? And then the first two heroes, the 2 heroes that we mentioned, sorry, will relish this every single time. And Aurora, they have to respect this in some capacity, but when you're on the losing position against a team fight lineup, you never get to punish the timing of the team fight, because OG.LATAM is like, you win the fight, you break them, you push the waves. By the time that they recover the waves, recover the resources to fight again, their spells are back up again, and then you just get outfought. And now we then have to entertain, when are the BKBs, when's your kind of your stand your ground moment, and I'm just not seeing that at the moment from Aurora, because you're Tiny, he's looking at Shadowblade, your Monkey King's only a hammer into the BKB, right? So it does feel like OG.LATAM on paper should just win every single fight in the next probably 10 minutes or so. I'm now looking at Aurora to kind of find that little entry, that little kind of like that X-Factor move that they can make, that they have shown us in other tournaments, but at the moment, it doesn't feel like they're making it.
Yeah, it's difficult when you have these kind of 2 carry style mid and safe lane. It's difficult for them to really piece it together. Also, Dark Series, not exactly that go in and super get stuff done here, especially with this Aura build, so... Or they just want to be really strong as 5 heroes, but unfortunately no one's really strong as 5 heroes when you're playing into Warlock and Sand King. Yeah, I do feel like this is feeling like a really, really strong draft from OG.LATAM. Everything they have, like, considering these lanes went so well, everything they have is just very strong against this kind of clumping style of Aurora. And Aurora's still committed to it as well. They're still building the auras. They're still saying that, like, we still need to play as 5, not try to break the fights, not do anything silly. And now, going to go on the bottom lane here. Illich is going to be that target. Moo's going to, though, protect him with the Golem coming down pretty early. And I'm going to turn it around and get the kill onto Panto here instead. So it's just one little response kill for the Golem. I wonder if Aurora kind of feel like that might be a bit of a win for them. I'm not sure. They lose the tower, probably not. Kinda all depends on what they can do with that Golem being on cooldown and how much they value the Golem. Of course, he's still got his other ultimate. He's still got Fatal Bonds.
How does Aurora get a hero though? That's the kind of the biggest question that I don't think either had tried answering yet. Do they?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, I just got excited. Illich is buying what I think is the most underrated item on Underlord.
Oh, the Agnes. Yeah, I like this. I'm a big fan. Yeah.
Okay. Because, like, for me, the idea of instantly starting an engagement by rooting someone globally is very powerful. The issue for Underlord is buying it at the right time where it doesn't kind of grief your scaling. Like, are you tanky enough? Are you doing enough damage, right? So I think with the Demon's Reach facet, by already having the Crimson Guard, it does make sense that he's tanky with the Crimson, he does the damage with his facet, now he provides that additional lockdown and control that if you see a Tiny on a sentry, right? Boom, instant lockdown. Now Sand King jumps on top, so it really is going to compound to just more team fight, more aggression, and honestly, I love to see it. I think this has been an item that just hasn't really been respected much on Underlord. Due to the, I think the last time we saw Underlord was always the buy 3 auras, be unkillable, outside of the carry Underlord that we've seen from Crystal Studies.
Yeah. I do love that carry Underlord.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And I'll keep my eye on Hector as well in these next few fights and see now the Monkey King is starting to get some damage in. If the Ursa uses Enrage and runs through Wukong's command, how much damage is he going to get from this facet? That's what I want to know. So don't worry, team. I will report on that for you guys.
I said I'd report to you about it, but I haven't been reporting back to you, so please take over reporting that. Thank you.
Will do.
46 damage from that one punch instance.
That's a lot. That's a lot of DMGs. And look at that, he killed him.
Yeah.
With all that bonus damage.
Little bit of task.
Love false equivalency. Oh, TP down to the bottom side. Snakes have been dropped. Armago says no. Not getting towers for free. I'm so worried watching Kiyotaka here. For some reason, I'm just like, don't do it. Don't go on the Sanking under the tier 2 tower. But he knows.
Go Scepter Sanking.
Yeah.
That would be so illegal.
I know, but it's Kiyotaka. I'm just never feel comfortable.
That's right. The best Kiyotaka moments are when you don't look at him. I think if you watch his gameplay, that's when it's like you need to like have him completely off screen, and then have those moments of like, wait, what? Why? And then you have to kind of go like Sherlock Holmes and deduce like, was it good, was it bad? Yeah.
But then it's also when you are watching him and you are having those moments where you're like, oh god, don't do it, and then he does it, and then it works, and you're like, oh, all right, this guy just thinks different.
Oh, the instant route onto the dark set, helping out a little bit.
A little bit, but he's still running away, so he's still a fast guy, and they won't be able to chase him down here. Panto turns up to the fight. A lot of roots coming out, but not enough to catch a Darkseer. And the whole team taking a little portal together. That was adorable. Into the middle lane.
You can see how, in theory, it can work out, right? Like if the Ringmaster was a little bit closer, if there was one more hero to assist with the Underlord TP, that route provided life to the fight for the Ursa. Yeah, they didn't get the kill, but it's going to invoke even more fear to Aurora. At any minute, you are just going to get locked down. As we already mentioned, there is the BKB on the Mug King. He's itemized to fight. Now the Tiny got the BKB as well. Like there are 2 BKBs on Aurora. And interesting actually, the Darkseer is looking for a nullifier. We don't really see that too often from the Darkseer at least, but he is only a sacred relic away. Of course, that is going to be around about 800 gold, but into the Ringmaster, into the buffs of Solar Crest from the Warlock. It is pretty helpful getting rid of all these barriers and protections.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've got a Warlock with the heals coming out. You've got plenty of other buffs as well. Not sure if it takes off Escape Act. I don't think so. Unsure about that one. Roshan going to be up in 1 minute 30, so you'll see both teams start to gravitate towards this top area of the map. It's almost guaranteed to be a top, in fact it is guaranteed to be a top area spawn. Even in their eyes, from what they can see, they know it's going to be a top Roche, so... And it's where both teams will start to try to get control off. Illich gonna show himself here. There's the snakes coming down onto him. Everything being thrown towards this Underlord, but there's the Golem coming out from Moose and a nice fatal bonds onto everybody. The box is there, buying Illich some time, allowing him to get off this route and turn it around. The rest of the team coming through, and there it is! A beautiful burst strike through onto 4 as well. Yep, there it comes through. Kiyotaka trying to get away, bouncing up to the high ground, trying to just bounce away through the trees. And I think he is going to be able to escape from this one. So again, he's just some supports dying. But more importantly, they lose control of this area, and now Roshan comes up, which means it is time to get into that pit and get your Ursa another Aegis.
Ooh, an Aegis with Abyssal Blade as well. 26 minutes into the game, 19,000 net worth. My guy has Blink BKB Abyssal Battle Fury. That is... If you show yourself for, like I said, we just said, okay, Aurora, they got double BKB, Monkey Tiny, maybe there's some fight to them. But now these double BKB timings are matched with an Abyssal Blade, like... I would love to know how much damage Tiny's done. Okay.
Yeah, this is Aegis gone.
It is.
They get out. Last time they stuck around. Oh god, they're sticking around again. This could be bad. Let's see. They'll move on to Illich. Illich has not been a successful target for them though. Nice BKB from Nightfall though. Being able to stand his ground, but now the Ursa's upon him. He's got those bashes as well. Nightfall struggling to play his way through the fight, having to back himself out. Will kill off Illich just about. Narrowly takes him down. There's another fire coming out onto Hector as well, slowing him down. Nightfall might just escape this one yet. Kiyotaka even coming in with the body blocks, giving his life to make sure that Nightfall gets away. Everything for my carry. He will escape. The cost is high, but they do get good stuff in response. They take that Aegis out of Hector's hands. They also finally get a kill onto Illich. Not bad from Aurora.
Yeah, Aurora, they're showing the ability to find Hector, right? Like, the 2 Aegises now, he gets it, within a matter of minutes, boom. They take it away from him. They kind of stall the inevitable snowball that you expect from an Aegis Ursa, right?
Radiant's bottom tower
Still, would love to see a little bit of dust on the Ursa. Just saying. You're very aggressive. You're very kill hungry, but with how quickly he's farming, he doesn't really have slots for that protection. So someone else on the team is going to have to step up to assist in that to ensure that that pesky Shadowblade isn't really the big savior for Nightfall.
It's really going to come down to how much you control these big calls in each team. The Ursa and the Sand King cannot just be allowed to free cast in these fights. The same thing for the Monkey King and the Tiny. They cannot be allowed to just sit here and fight. There's also so much coming out. Like it just feels like every player in this game is on a high impact hero. That's kind of what's making it entertaining.
Illich keeps hunting. He keeps trying to find that pick, but
yeah, it's like the tree breaking thing, right? Where
it's that, but also he's trying to get the root to start, but the teleport after the root is too long, where the hero can just walk away. So normally you need to hit the root with a hero in the area already to then provide the additional control. So I think he's optimistically thinking that he can get through the gate, and Kiyotaka just won't leave the the pit of malice in time. But
yeah, but also if you do get the tree break, then you will be able to get on his face. So
that's true.
Yeah.
It's like a low likelihood of it working, but if it does work, then it's a kill onto the Monkey King. So why wouldn't you try it?
I've done all my hype screaming for that commenter, so I wouldn't be too giddy. I'll remain calm if he does do it. They are hitting the high ground.
I like Hype Governor. He's a good lad. Nice vacuum back, kind of isolating Illich here and putting him in a spot where the team doesn't really want to commit super hard to this. There's another fire onto Illich as well, but Dark Mago jumping in deep here, and it's onto a BKB once again. Miro is going to fall though, as Dark Mago takes him down under the cover of the BKB, backing himself away. But maybe not, maybe sticking around. Dark Mago, he doesn't care, he's still got himself a Ghost Scepter. What more do you need? In comes the Ursa, going in deep, and Dark Mago trying to help out as well to blow up this Monkey King. Kiyotaka trying to get into the tree line here. He's found himself a spot, but Hector will find him. Hector brings him down, and now going for more. Guys, this is the fountain. Chill. Oh,
he's
no,
in the
vacuum
fountain.
onto Illich. He's playing in the fountain, and that's not allowed, but a 3-man stun from Dark Mago might have get him out. No, never mind, he's gone. Illich is dead. Hector takes some hits from the fountain as well. LATAM, pump those brakes a little bit, get back to those barracks, and they will. Oh, that was that was going deep there, my friends.
I can't complain. It was good to watch, and that's the energy that you want with this type of lineup, right? It's like you see an opportunity, you just keep going, you keep forcing the objective, right? And it helps out, right? They've got all the tools to be able to provide that moment. If Ursa was to die, then yes, we have some problems, but I think a little old Underlord death, you can shrug that one off.
Yeah, it's chill. So nullifiers on both sides. We've got one on the Darkseer and one on the Ursa, as we just saw in that fight. But once again, Aurora looking to go and do a little bit of fighting. Ultis are on cooldown, which means Aurora feeling pretty good.
One thing to note though in that fight, it wasn't like the cleanest fight for OG, right? The Sanking started the engagement with like a BKB Epi on top of a Tiny that was BKB'd. He then quickly repositioned to get the Tusk. So as much as they were able to take that Rax, there was signs of some mis-execution. And maybe Aurora can capitalize on that in an upcoming fight. It just takes one incorrect ultimate, one incorrect placement of a hero, and you might have enough tools to kite them out. And I believe, yeah, Tiny is looking to go for the butterfly, which will allow him to stand his ground a little bit longer. If he can stand his ground now, Kiyotaka doesn't have to be the one going up, and yeah, it is quite the build, but it's decent damage, right? Like you've got Broach for the cheap kind of mixed damage. You then have Butterfly to stand your ground, and as much as I say that, and I'm praising a small little chance for Aurora, Sanking gets Refresher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Panto.
He's a little bit caught out here. Stayed in the party a bit too long. Now it's closing time.
Ilish is having so much fun with this ultimate. He's just like, he sees here, he's like, oh, off I go, boys.
He's looking everywhere, yeah. I'm pretty sure he's just got like his mini-map on extra large mode.
Yeah, it's that.
Like this. Beautiful.
Wait, I can't remember. Can you click on that when it's open or not? I don't think you can, right? Like you click. Oh, you can. Oh, thank you so much for very quick.
Yeah, but could you do it with Fiend's Gate? I don't know.
No, I meant more like. Do you think there's a player in the world where they have that open?
That'd be sick.
Just XY coordinates, very accurate.
Actually, don't know if you could do that or not. If you can like minimap click spells.
I mean, we just saw the
TPs.
Yeah, sure, you can minimap.
Oh, nice.
Map it. Yeah. So, based on our demonstration, let's assume he can. Oh my, that was a.
Okay.
Moose hates Mira confirmed.
Swagger. Now you got a Golem's push with. Easy. I mean, Moose has kind of had this Golem on autocast a little bit. Every time he sees a hero, he's just like, yep, 2 heroes, yep, 1 hero, yep, I'll throw it down. Carry, support, I don't care. Again, the Golem.
I like this playstyle from a Warlock.
He's got high GPM. He's got very high GPM.
Those Golems per minute are insane.
Here we go. High ground push from OG.LATAM. The second attempt. Will they end up in the fountain this time around? Anto going to turn him into a chicken. A nullified chicken. Oh, in comes the ulti from Mago, though. That's a lot of damage out onto the Monkey King. Kiyotaka's just dead. Beacon out from Mago. Don't forget, he's got another round of spells should he want it. Refresher does come out.
So many roots.
In the tree line. Yeah, there's a lot of pits down on the ground right now. Look at that. There's a whole path of roots. You can't go anywhere near him. They're going to try, and then go onto the Ursa. Ursa's going to get broken down here. The Nullifier going to stop the box coming on down. The damage coming through onto Hector. He pops out ultimate. He's got so much bonus damage from this facet, but it doesn't matter because he's dead. A nice kill onto the Ursa. Going to defuse the push here. Mago does get out this time around just about. Nilla is trying to go for the BKB TP out right in front of Nightfall and does escape. So they come, they do the damage, they get the range barracks, they do not get the melee barracks, and they lose their Ursa. And Roshan is up. If they get this Rosh on the side of Aurora, you're going to have some conversations about whether that was the right time to go.
Yeah, you can see from the replay, right? The Tiny Higgle, the Butterfly, they're forcing them back, they're taking the racks. I feel like OG.LATAM, all they had to do, hit the buildings, look for the disengage where needed, but instead, they of course get vacuumed into the Hex, full combo down, so it's the fact that they have that little bit of an explosive entry to the fight from Aurora that really threatened OG.LATAM's ability to stay there. So, yeah, they had no Epicenter, no Golem, no Wheel, no Fiend's Gate, they had nothing. So after taking that range racks, it does feel like a disengage could have been the better option for them.
And now we have a fight taking place here. Aurora, rather than going for Roshan, have decided to shove it down the middle lane. Wasn't a guaranteed respawn for them, and yeah, Illich just kind of blink daggering forwards with a 3-second channel time. Bonk out from Kiyotaka, trying to disengage here. They are going to be able to do that. 6 seconds on the Ursa still.
Smoke it out. Ursa is available for the Roshan fight.
Yep, Epicenter, Golem, everything you want is in the bag for OG.LATAM should they decide to use it. But chasing up this high ground is a risky move here. They're jumping onto the air, so another fire is out. He's going to need some help, but I'm not sure he's going to find it. Ulti comes out there with the BKB, looking for the turnaround. The Fatal Bonds is doing a lot in this fight. Mira used up, trying to buy himself some time, but he should be the first casualty of this fight. Mago takes him out. Panto as well, also going to fall here most likely. They'll blink dagger up to the top lines with a TP. Can Mago find him? No, he cannot. A little late on the burrow strike. There you have it. Another fight just narrowly going the way of OG.LATAM, but they've used a lot of ultis. Every single ulti was used there, which means Aurora, it's time for their turn, and they will blow up Dartmago on the sidelines, finally catching out this Sand King. A critical kill here to take back control of this game, but Ursa is in the pit. Can Aurora regroup in time?
It feels like they might just have to trade this. Maybe they go for some like crazy snipe on Panto or someone. Panto is smoked up at the moment. Maybe, yeah.
Vacuuming him out of the pit. The
Kiyotaka
is in? He's got no BKB here, dude. He might just fall. And yep, he certainly will. Not the jump you're looking for. Roshan was lower. Yes, Panto, he's going for it now as well. Toronto Tokyo trying to wait his time, but he's going to have to run in with the surge. They're trying to get Roche. He is so very low here. So many Aurora heroes surrounding that Roshan. And Toronto Tokyo is going to be the one to pick him up. Ursa does not get his Aegis, and now he's sitting in the pit of despair. But maybe looking for the turnaround. He's going to look for a target. Jump out the side, running off to Panto. Panto going to get killed off on the sidelines, most likely, although turning Ursa into a chicken. The chicken bear.
Another chicken.
Is, yep, finally going to get the kill. Toronto Tokyo also looking kind of low here. Burrow Strike doesn't quite connect. Ursa trying to close the gap as well, as Illich is dead to Tiny on the sidelines. Nightfall, though, oh, he doesn't have the mana or the cooldown to TP out of this one. Things getting awkward here as Toronto Tokyo trying to make some space to get his teammate out of there. Will be dying for the first time here. He is the Aegis carrier, and the rest of the team coming in. Aurora might be looking to fight this one. The snakes come down. The jump in from Mago, though. He's got the Burrow Strike, but he does not have enough mana for another Epicenter, so it's a little awkward here, but it doesn't matter. They kill Toronto Tokyo. Nightfall looking a little bit scared as well as he runs down on the sidelines, but they don't have the detection for him, or maybe they do actually, as that imp is chasing him to the grave. Panto dying back into this one as well. OG.LATAM winning the Moose. Ooh, nice little. Is that a smoke? Yeah, that was a smoke.
Ninja Gear. Yeah, Ninja Gear.
Oh, yeah, Ninja Gear. Very close, but wow, what a fun minute of gameplay.
Where do I dissect it? This? Okay, luckily we're gonna have a replay to talk about instead, but it all starts with Kiyotaka maybe thinking that the Ursa's gonna take Roshan a little bit quicker, so he just blindly jumps in and instantly goes down. And after that, it's kind of like a Hail Mary, everyone for themselves, right? Panto jumps in, the Shard blocks the Roshan, so Panto can't take this still. So Toronto Tokyo has to run in because the Shard blocked the Roshan and Panto can't get it. And then Toronto Tokyo gets the Aegis, and now they're stuck in the pit with all these roots and all these just nuisance spells in the mix. And you know, your Monkey King's dead the entire time. Nightfall's like teasing them the entire time with invis and poke, and OG.LATAM fundamentally are the winners of that fight.
Oh, he's in deep here in this fight. He is getting bashed up, abyssal up, forced to pop the BKB. Snowball coming out, but they need to end it because he's got that BKB going. But look at the Fatal Ball just bouncing around. Nightfall, he's just dead the moment that BKB ends. A questionable engagement. He was looking for the toss back, doesn't find it, and that will be game. OG.LATAM taking game number 1 over Aurora here. It was a tough challenge for them to come in. It was a tough opponent for them to be matched up against first, but OG.LATAM rise to the isn't as strong as I'm making out. It's more about the cause. I'm not too sure, but either way, we'll find out how this early game goes, and we'll find out how this game goes in general. It is game number 2 here of OG.LATAM versus Aurora, and once again, we'll start with this pause and a disconnect. Love to see it. So yeah, we do have Jakiro going for the Twin Terror Facet this time around. Focusing on the lane.
Yeah. Oh, ad. Oh, he wants to be added on friend. I thought he was asking for ads. I was like, you know what, ESL, I'm sure they'll oblige. Come on, production, let's pump in the ads. Moose have asked for them. Thank you very much.
Yep. There we go. Some tales from the Lord, DHL. Love to see it. Thank you for providing that. Moose
I just
wanted it.
I can't believe that Moose only asked to be added after he beat him, right? He didn't ask us in game 1.
Like, with the expected reaction as well. Just like, what?
Like, what? Yeah. Like,
huh?
In game 1, it's like quite nice, but game 2, it's like... Or maybe Moose wanted to impress Nightfall. So it's like, hey man, look at my gameplay from game 1. Do you think we can be friends now in game 2?
Can we lane together?
Well, let's not get that far.
Could be friends. Of course, observer for this game. PTP, Mr. Patrick on the cam.
It's true. One of my bald brothers. I'm tapping my head.
Can you kind of...
Hope he tapped it too.
Is there like any telepathic connection between you and fellow bald people? Because there's no hair blocking your brainwaves, right? So.
No, 100%. Like, he knows exactly what I'm going to talk about next. Like, I don't even to say it, but he'll just move the camera to somewhere, and I know, like, he already knows I got the point already.
You type to me the hero you want to talk about next, and then we'll see if Patrick can know it. So, type to me on Discord the hero that you want to talk about next, and let's see if Patrick can get it right. We'll put this theory to the test.
Yep. 1 second. I'm too slow at typing to you. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Nothing's. Kiyotaka's trying to go for a rune. Looks like it's gonna be fine. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be the silencer. Oh, he already pre-selected it. God,
he already pre-selected it straight away. As you press enter, you turn to the silencer. It's too easy actually.
It's too easy. I promise you. It's just yeah.
I can confirm it was silencer indeed. So
the fact that I said silencer, but then as soon as I said it, he'd already pre-clicked it, and now the stream's not going to believe us. The bald boys are in. Oh, it's in shambles.
That's all right.
Just like Aurora after game 1. I don't know. I don't know how I was going to segue.
Good segue. Yeah, we're back in. We're back in.
Yeah.
How are these lanes going? Well,
they're posturing for a tri lane, but they're going to TP out. Yeah. Nice.
Just kidding. Yeah, I mean, it was Aurora looking for a first blood. If anybody went and blocked that wave, or if anybody showed on that wave, sorry, then they were going to get eaten, but nobody did. So it was just kind of some awkward standing around. But yeah, Sven should not have as free of a game as he did on the Ursa, but then also he kind of got a bit beaten up on the Ursa, so maybe he does have a better time on the Sven after all.
Oof. I'm just actually really intrigued to know how. But the mid lane is quite interesting though, because it's like Kunkka is a good wave shoving like melee hero, but then he's against Storm Spirit, and I think before Facets, before Static Slide, you could argue Kunkka should do well in this lane because you just never get hit by Remnants. But with Static Slide and all the little additions that you see on Storm Spirit, it feels somewhat more 50-50. Like just resources are going to be whittled down on both sides. We'll see who can kind of.
They're both just really struggling to last hit under the towers as well. Kiyotaka missed 2, Darmagoma missed 3, so that's sort of uncharacteristic from mid laners these days. But Panto getting pecked by El Misho here, but Illich and El Misho both really low, can't really come up to this lane at the moment. So Aurora should start to pull ahead up in the top side. Just the harassment is far too much.
Yeah,
huge dodge.
Keeping his Panto has the glaives, right? I think silencers that don't go glaives are often kind of falling back on their inability to punish and pressure.
Misho is going to survive. Surge comes out, keeps him alive, and they've managed to get off the pull here as well, so that might save the lane just a little bit.
He did have a Fairy Fire, so I think he was going to be fine there. Yeah. But going back to silencer, I think there's 2 types of silencers right now where you go for 3 points Arcane Curse, 2 point Last Word with no glaive. And that's in a lane where you know that you can never really step up to pressure the enemy 4 or off lane, and you need to be helping out. Mirror though, he does walk away from bottom. Yeah.
Somehow not in range for that dual breath at the end there. Moves couldn't quite get it off, and immediately comes back into lane, immediately going to get brought back down low again. Again, this dual breath just being held at the moment.
He needs to be able to run away. And Darkmago actually,
Yataka.
yeah.
Oh, let's see. We'll have the torrent available in 2 seconds. Landing this is going to be pretty hard unless Kiyotaka just walks in a straight line. Okay, fortification comes out. And... oh, this is getting awkward. Kiyotaka on the run, just trying to escape from Mago. Mago, though, does have the X marks the spot, and this should be enough to get the kill, and that'll be your first blood going to the Kunkka in the middle lane, and a tip coming out as well. Oh, dear.
I mean, what a kill. We already said how mid lane was like this kind of battle of the 50-50, right? But he wins it. How often do you see solo kills as well? Like, you just don't see solo kills in mid lane. Like, maybe, what, 1 in 20 games, I feel? Maybe even less?
Yeah.
Fair play to Darkmago to get that kill.
Darkmago doing it.
I don't know if I've heard that one before. You might have started it. Who knows?
Maybe. Hope so. Oh, whip coming out, but El Misho might just be dead here. There's a little bit too much damage coming out onto him. Does have the verifier, but there's no real point using it there in an untenable situation. There's constant harassment coming out on his bottom side as well. Hector is just throwing down Stormhammers left, right, and center. It's some heavy harass. It's not really translating into a ton of CS, but it is shutting down Toronto Tokyo.
Yeah, the Sven and Underlord, you have to make sure, I think, for Sven that he has the edge in regards to just CS levels if possible. Because, you know, Underlord against the Sven, you get 3 points Firestorm, you can never go near the lane, right? And he's going to Musa, he steps up.
Moose? Is he dead? There's the blood grenade coming out on him. It shouldn't be enough to kill him, but it might be enough to get him in range for one last right click. He does, and the kill comes through. I don't know what that put Mars is for, but...
points.
Yeah. Kiyotaka getting low again. Dagger doesn't connect. Oh god, he could be in a bad situation. Actually, he's got the bottle. Dagger does connect. I mean, he's still in a bad situation because he's just walking down to the bottom side of the map with no real... And look at his quick buy, by the way.
2 minuses.
Oh, he's on the struggle bus.
What do you think his team communication is like right now? Like, all right, do you think he's like option A, where he's like, don't worry guys, I'll come back, I just need the 6-minute rune? Or do you think he's B, where he's like super despair, no communication, just really quiet?
Someone clicks in his inventory, like, buddy? you good over there?
Panto tried to get the mid XP and he's dead.
Yeah. And Mira's now running.
Mira's here.
He says, this looks like fun.
Yeah, let me join.
Trying to keep this this catapult alive. Not gonna happen.
I've just not seen a mid lane be this handled in like so long.
I mean, Kiyotaka's doing fine on last hits. It's literally just they're dying and they're being chased away.
Yeah.
They're not hitting level 6, which has been sort of...
I mean, they're TPing back into mid straight away.
Yeah, right in front of the
to go half HP. Yeah.
Yeah. He just wanted his 6, but he's not going to find it. Instead, he's going to catch another death.
What
and now 4 Midas is queued up, so...
Sorry, Nomad, permission to speak freely?
Yep, granted.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, reasonable, but they are going to get the return kill as Mira runs in, gets off the shackle, and gets the kill. Bro wanted his 6, but Bro didn't really, either didn't do the calculations or it's just...
My guy has clearly never been to maths class. He's like, look how much XP he is from level 6. If he was like a single creep, then that TP, it makes sense, you know? TP in, I'm Kiyotaka, who cares? 1 creep, boom, I'm 6, I zip away, right?
Yeah.
He's like,
waiting
nowhere
for 2
near
waves
it.
in that situation is just not happening.
Ah, well. He's still, he upgraded. He had 2 Midases.
Yeah,
he's now got 4.
Midases has been,
Do you think he'll actually buy it though? Like,
I'm wondering. I'm wondering.
Yeah. Like, his net worth isn't, I mean, it's not that ugly, right? 2,600. He's only like, what? 800 behind the Kunkka? At 8 minutes? I mean, it sounds kind of bad when you say it out loud, but...
It does.
I don't know if it's Midas level yet. Maybe if he had like... Oh, and he doesn't get the regen. Oof. Oh. I've never been so focused on a mid lane before. Normally, we're always talking about like the supports making the move. We didn't even talk about the wisdom shrines, by the way. That happened in the game.
Yeah, it went one.
It was a one for
one.
one. Yeah, 1 for 1. Okay.
Not much. I guess Illich getting it is a little maybe interesting if you're a boring person and find that kind of thing interesting. I don't know. No judgment. Boat coming through into the middle lane though to bring down Mira, who's been sneakily trying to get a whole bunch of XP. Kiyotaka zipping forward, looking to jump on Mago here. Mago with the boat buff running out is a little bit vulnerable, but not really. He's just going to back away. Daggers being thrown as well. Harassment's just so annoying to fight into. Now, nice little catch here onto Toronto Tokyo, and a big whip from El Misho as well. Sending in the little funhouse mirror. These damn creepy guys. I hate them.
Sorry, just to update you, he technically has 5 Midases in his quick buy now because he has the glove, but he has 4 gloves. So he actually has 4 recipes and 5 gloves, which does technically equate to 5 Midases. The game is only getting worse for Kiyotaka.
Interesting. And his team is starting to sweat. They're seeing all these Midases, and they're like, you're just joking, right?
That is actually a really good interview question. Like, if they are to win this game, like, was this Midas actually a topic of discussion? Or is it one of those things where, like, you don't even notice it? Like,
this is scarier now. This is scary. He's gone down to just 1 Midas. That suggests that he's actually going to do it.
he's committed.
That's 1 Midas is scarier than 5 Midases, T.
But no, as much as we're memeing it, I really think that it's somewhat okay because of how bad the lane went. No, it's more like, do you think that him buying treads and let's say like a robe for Kaya is going to allow him to enter the game, or if he buys Midas AFK jungles for 6 minutes, OG.LATAM, they don't break the map too quickly, right? The only hero that takes towers is Jakiro, so you already know that you've kind of got about 20 minutes of gameplay before the game gets really spicy and like deciding. So as long as he's efficient with his farm, it's playable. I'm not saying you should do it every game, but like if you had any other hero, like if Sven or Darkseer was a hero that progresses the map, this is the biggest grief potential from Storm, right? But because you see that
if he dies right now, then it's like disconnect potential.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. There's no way you should get caught by that ever, but
there it is.
I'm worried for him. Midas on the way. Kiyotaka with the tech.
And Toronto Tokyo, he understands how despair this game is. He's going for a Mask of Madness on the Underlord. He's going for the carrier build.
Wow, that is an MVP Phoenix Courier.
Radiant are scanning.
That is some,
Nightfall's the only core
throwback.
trying to play. Yeah, I mean that's a classic, but I'd say Nightfall's the only core actually buying items for the game he's currently in. Storm's buying a Midas for the future. Underlord's buying a Mask of Madness for the future.
Dude, he's doing so well, and he's gonna rock up to this game and be like, guys, I've hit really good timing on my Echo Saber and my Yasha. It's just Storm TP's in, being like, yeah, I'll come help you. Well, here we go. Jump on to Dartman Go. Dude, if he picks up this Midas and instantly gets a kill with it, then I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know Dota 2 anymore, but yeah, it does look like Mago eventually gonna go down. Kiyotaka gets a kill. Oh my god. Doubters, where are you at? Toronto Tokyo gonna head out.
No tip. They're showing good form on Aurora. They don't want to, use them too early. Getting the Kunkka. You could argue for Kunkka. A little bit late on the boat, but you just kind of run around for an extra 2-3 seconds post-global. That's exactly what Kiyotaka wanted. Get the kill. He doesn't get the rune, though. I don't know if he didn't get the regen, didn't get the shield. He's voice lining a little bit. But yeah, for Aurora, this is what they want to do, right? Push the lanes, farm efficiently. As soon as they can get a kill with Storm Global, get it. Instantly back to farm. Like, you can see, as much as we've been hyper-focused on, Midas here, Mask of Madness there, if this goes uncontested, 5 minutes into the game, they are going to be so insanely strong because of how efficient they can farm. So we'll see if that is... Because also, look at Storm. He's, like, about to be top 3 in net worth, potentially. Like, he's contesting with the Kunkka and the Darkseer for that 3rd spot. Wait, if he goes Midas Boots of Travel, now my guy really is committed to a bit. I would have never predicted the post-Midas bots build, but...
Yeah, let's get a guess the hero into... Guess my Midas travel hero at 15 minutes into the game.
I mean, Travel Bloodstone, at least used to be something, right? But that's some time ago.
That's when you got like stacks for Bloodstone kills.
Yeah,
Made
exactly.
sense.
This entire time, K1's like, guys, I am completely uncontested. Like, what is happening? Like, normally his gameplay is like, he is the big carry, he gets killed a couple times, he has to make this epic comeback, but this time he's like, complete free damage, and now Mira getting poked a little bit in top.
That's more than poking, sir. I don't want to be poked by you if that's your definition of poking.
Yeah, it was a lot of damage over time, alright? It wasn't like a decisive blow.
Slowly cooking him down.
Yeah. Alright, I'll make sure I don't say poke next time.
Thank you.
All good.
A poke is like 2 spells doing 25% maximum of your health pool.
That is true. That is true.
Dictionary
I did.
definition.
Yeah. I think the phrase poke should be universally understood by all Dota players based on the fact that it's such a good word to use. Because it basically already means
we love a poke.
Use spells but don't kill. Like so me saying poke there is a disservice to what the word should mean. So I apologize formally to everyone.
Indeed.
In chat.
I'd say it's like a colloquial way of saying soft commit, which is like, again, incredibly underutilized in pub Dota, because in pub Dota it's like, are we in or are we out? There's no like, we're going to test the waters. There's no like, oh, maybe we shouldn't blink in and use our BKBs right now, which is a skill.
Oh, Misha getting jumped.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's like, I finally got a rune.
He did, yeah, and he's making some use with it and gets a kill. And has the travels. Cool. Midas travels Storm Spirit is online. Panto's getting cooked up here, trying to go for the TP out, but Moose just sets the floor on fire, as they'll also be able to bring down Mirror as well. So, you know, unsurprisingly into this kind of game, the big fights are going OG.LATAM's way. The money, every single time they're not getting kills, the money should just start flooding in for the side of Aurora now.
You can see how Kiyotaka's playing though. Like, OG.LATAM, they're getting Tormentor, right? But he's just TPing onto wave, shoving it out, farming super efficiently. Unlike the last game, we saw this like epic contest of the Tormentor. Kiyotaka tries to go by himself.
No, Nightfall's here, coming in through the portal. Global Silence coming down as well to give him the cover. Kiyotaka is going to get actually Lotus up here so he can jump back in and blow up these two heroes on the backlines. Moose and Illich are dead. The Snakes being a little bit awkward for El Misho here as he's trying to run away. Dartmago watching, but not committing. I don't think there's really an angle of entry here for K1 and Dartmago. Dartmago still wants to see what's going on. But no one's really low on the side of Aurora, so we're all good.
I did not see the Tiny on the top twin gate, because when I saw Kiyotaka jump in, I was like, what are we doing here, boss? This is wild. But as soon as Nightfall goes through the twin gate, the Underlord with the Fiend's gate, they had plenty of power to fight there. And yeah, just the scaling continues already. Just look at the net worth. The way in which they're playing, they're trying to hunt for Mirror. He doesn't have TP for 25 seconds, so that will be a freebie. But you have to give a lot of credit to Aurora. After how difficult and like scary the early game was based on just mid alone, Underlord, Tiny were doing very well. They have already put all of their cores in a equally scaling point. The Kunkka, he's not scaling as quickly as the others. The Darkseer, he's not keeping up with the Underlord, right? But there is this world in which it could become a 4 Protect 1 on OG.LATAM, where K1 is their everything. They need to be careful. Even though the net worth is very, very close in regards to the, you know, team versus team.
You say they need to be careful. Is that a problem if they put all their eggs into the K1 basket?
Luckily, Sven is a hero that happily will relish this type of that kind of net worth in his team. But it always helps if your Darkseer is able to keep up. You know, a Darkseer underfarmed, he can die. You want him to have a Crimson and a Shivas, you know, with the Blink Dagger, right? It's I think Illich needs to make sure that he can find himself a bit more of a game. But it is difficult. He's just running around following his team in every move. You know, compared to an Underlord who can just Fiend's get in at any minute.
Here we go, double damage out, but a great ice path comes out from Moose to slow this down and get their heroes out of it. Dartmouth still taking a ton of damage with the blade mail reflecting. It's really painful for Aurora to actually go for this, and they haven't finished the job. They haven't finished their Kunkka, and Nightfall's going to be the one who goes down instead. Now they'll chase forwards, looking for Toronto Tokyo. He gets away though on the back lines. They have found Mira once again. He's trying to play around with his snakes, but unfortunately we'll just be wait. Where's the Kunkka dead? Okay, well, Kunkka dies to Mira, to Panto as Mira tries to get away, running down to the low ground. This haste rune actually just got him out of here, huh? Oh, hold, Moose. Wait, Mira turning around. Oh, he's out of mana. He might have actually killed him though. He had enough mana for the shackles, but didn't. And Moose knew that, so we'll be able to bring him down eventually. Okay. Overall, I would say pretty damn good fight for Aurora considering how it started. They tried to bring down the Kunkka, didn't quite do so. Sure, the Kunkka does die in the end, but Nightfall dying is a bit of a gift. But you do want to see these fights going a little bit more OG.LATAM favored at the moment, considering their draft, considering the state of the game. But you didn't really get your Sven into a good position to start clicking people. Despite this BKB, he didn't find the right moment, but I'll try and force the issue live as I got straight into the pit.
I mean, the counterpoint to that as well is for Aurora, they didn't initiate perfectly with the global, right? Like the fact that you jump into a storm, jumping into an ice path, and then as he gets hit by the ice path, then the global comes into play. If the global was a little bit earlier, or maybe they delayed their initiation to then play with the global, you probably get the kill on the Kunkka quicker, and Aurora get a punchier entry to the fight, right? So
yeah,
OG.LATAM, Sven not getting into the engagement, but then for Aurora, they gift the engagement just a little bit, and because of that, they also give away Roshan. If they got a key kill or two in that mid fight, Roshan is not being taken from OG.LATAM. So I think both teams they have some improvements to make after that kind of the mid engagement. They are continuing to farm. We'll see. Will K1 ever opt for a Blink Dagger in this game? I personally like against Silencer lineups, having that Blink Dagger just to be explosive, like punish the fact that he has to read the map, see where he is. Ooh, you're dying, I press global. Like, if you press global on a Sven who's already jumped in with God Strength and stunned, there's no point kind of globaling, right? He's already right-clicking.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly like the item against Silencer, but we'll see.
Yes, Arca does actually get stunned up here, but it's just a spend by his lonesome. Feeling no fear with his Aegis. Actually, he doesn't have the Aegis, just feeling no fear with his BKB. Happy to set up on the front lines. What do you think of this Aegis usage so far from OG.LATAM? Like, what do they want to do with it? And what are they doing so far?
I thought you meant in the entire series. Like, mate, they haven't really used Aegis very well. They just keep losing it, but...
Yeah, no, last game was not a good example, and this time they don't let K1 have it.
Yeah, by putting it on the Kunkka though, we've already seen that he is the damage soak, right? He has the blade mail, he has a talisman, building into Radiance, right? Like, he wants to be at the center of every fight, so why not give him the Aegis? If he tanks a global or anything, you're probably going to win the fight after, right? Because he doesn't have to waste anything. But yeah, this is very much an Aegis to buy time.
Dire are scanning.
There's a lot of drawing is happening on the minimap. They want to find a kill. Again, we already mentioned the Radiance complete on the Kunkka. They have the Aegis, they want to find a big hero, but Nightfall, with the Shadow Blade being very, very defensive, moving all the way through the tier 3s. K1 hitting the tier 2. Look for the dive, they got the X onto Toronto Tokyo.
Yeah, but it's going to come on through. It's a slow kill, but it is going to be a kill. God Strength comes through, Egda deals the damage, and they'll take down the Underlord and move towards the tower now.
That's very nice of Toronto Tokyo. He activated his Mask of Madness to lose 8 armor to die quicker to the Sven. That's really good.
Where's the wave, though? Has Kiyotaka been up to some shenanigans? Well, if he has, then he's going to be up to some even more now because he's in a bit of a tight situation. But with the global silence coming down, he's going to be absolutely fine. Still has the boots of travel if he really wants to use it as well. Kiyotaka going to TP himself away. Just being a nuisance, being a real nuisance this game. He's constantly been playing on the enemy side of the map, using these travels to just be in weird places, which you don't really see a Storm Spirit in, but, you know, one of the best escapers in the game, so absolutely
not
gonna
to
use that.
Not to try and overanalyze the Midas Boots of Travel build on Storm Spirit, but in essence, it is like Nature's Prophet-esque, right? It's at any minute, he's anywhere, he shoves waves. Storm Spirit technically does it better with the zip, because, oh no, I'm going to die, let me just zip from the enemy jungle to my jungle, right? Like,
Yeah.
it makes
Global
sense.
teleport, just very expensive.
Just very, yeah. Oh, now he jumps onto a Sven.
Yeah, just giving his truffles a ruffle. This isn't a serious go, this is just Kiyotaka. This is a poke T-Governor, yeah.
That's a poke. Yeah, don't worry, we're on the same page.
Okay. Hector does not like Silencer, and that is fair. Every time I see a Silencer, I turn red and start smashing things as well. I hate that hero.
I'll be honest with you, if we have to cast a Slark game, I might be speaking from the heart a lot when I
Oh, you don't like
that hero.
Slark?
With a passion.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like the lowest, it's like the simplest form of Dota, as Nightfall does kill off a Jakiro.
Yes.
Like, dewarding and vision is so critical. Nightfall BKB TP's out. So then when I see a hero it's just in a core, like a core doesn't really spend time dewarding, right? He like gets the odd ward or two. But as soon as you're a support Slark and your entire game is haha I deward,
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally agree. There's nothing you can do about it either, because you can just play around the trees to find the exact location of the ward. So if you start warding like difficultly, he can still just, you know, if he's not an idiot, you can use like echolocation to find it pretty much by jumping around the trees. No, 100% agreed. At least the save is like the shard is kind of cool. Like it's got.
Get onto the cooker. Hold on. Wait.
Yeah, Aegis literally just ran out. He's popped the blade mail extremely early here as well, so this should just be a kill onto Dartmouth Go without really costing them too much. The rest of the team will not be coming in to help out.
I mean, yeah, the thing there as well is we saw on the graphic there, you know, the Aegis net worth changed during Aegis, right? They lost 2,000 gold whilst holding the Aegis on Kunkka, and then as soon as it expired, Kiyotaka just zips through the map to find him, to then layer the damage with the Underlord, right? It was... You gotta ask yourself for OG.LATAM, like, you need a bit more. And not to kind of repeat myself, but has Sven entered the game yet? He's 2-0-1. His team's got 11 kills. Maybe I'm missing something, but I just feel like the blink, it really just provides that the oomph that we expect. Like Kiyotaka, he's been caught a couple times by an ice path or, you know, a torrent, but it's just never the follow-up damage. But they're going for the smoke, they're going through the twin gate. They're trying to wrap from behind onto Aurora.
This is a huge wraparound play.
Oh, K1
Courier is dead for K1. That was his crit as well, so that's not really something you want to just not have. But, oh well. Elmisha gonna get smoke broken, but they've already seen him on the Observer. Silence comes out just to try and delay this, and everybody's just gonna TP away. They just leave. The GTFO strategy. Very strong.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Nightfall's absolutely fine. Like, yeah, I mean, that's just well read from Aurora. They placed the ward behind themselves to make sure they saw them coming. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a poor start from Elmisha to get the smoke broken and then just tries to make it up for it with the Glimmer Gate. Doesn't work. They saw it. They're out of there. But I will take this tier 2. And if I know Hector, he's walking up this high ground and hitting this tier 1 until someone tells him not to.
He tells him not to.
Yeah, oh, BKB coming out as well. Very quick reactions there as Kiyotaka tries to jump in. Kiyotaka, once again, like, that wasn't a serious initiation from him. Didn't have a team, didn't even have any mana there, so if they just turned around on him, or just didn't react to him, then he wouldn't have been able to do anything. But you can't really take that risk if you're that Sven in that situation. No Aegis on him, God Strength already used. It's still good damage on the tower. They almost took the tier 3. Just didn't really get them a whole lot in terms of objective, map pressure, that sort of thing. It just cost them BKB and God Strength. So, obvious window now for Aurora. Let's see how they play into it on the side of OG.LATAM. A little concerned because, not to be too harsh, but OG.LATAM did a terrible job on dewarding their triangle despite knowing that Aurora were playing there. So,
Not to be harsh, but terrible.
I mean,
They found
am I
that.
wrong?
I mean, yeah.
Alright, well, stun out to Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka pops a BKB, turns around onto Hector. Hector trying to get out here and just back himself away as he does not have that BKB, doesn't have that God Strength. 6 seconds still Gods though. As Mira will be the first casualty here most likely, but now they'll move on to Mago. Mago does have the Blade Mail coming out. The Global Silence comes down, allows him to just blow him up under the cover of BKB. Nightfall gonna do the Nightfall, get himself away, and also the Storm gonna get himself out of this one as well. So, interesting fight there. Good trade for Aurora. Again, not a particularly decisive fight, but still a small victory for Aurora.
You can see how Aurora was still pretty scared there, right? They knew Godsurf was soon to be up. They were in a very, very kind of like chokehold of a position, right? Kind of tucked behind the enemy tier 2. Kind of very split. They weren't kind of playing together. So I think that was a good reason why they were disengaging their Kiyotaka getting. That another poke. K1 just loves popping God Strength.
God Strength's an autocast. When Roshan's available, why wouldn't you, I guess?
In this game, I think Ninja Gear is pretty high value, but we're only seeing, I think, 2 of them, right? Silas had 1 Ninja Gear, Jakira had 1. At least for Panther, that's going to be pretty critical. Hiding from the Sven is pretty much the key piece of the game. Key part of the game there. And he pops God Strength into Roshan straight away. With no Global, with no Fiend's Gate, with no Serpent Wards, there is not really a fight to take from Aurora. So another Aegis goes the way of OG.LATAM.
Yeah, the Immortal Pirate is really, really scary. Mago just sitting on the front lines. You don't want to go on him when he's got no Aegis anyway. With Blade Mail and BKB and Radiance, he's just really annoying to kill. Give him 2 lives and yeah, it's awkward.
They heard you, by the way, Nomad. They picked up a gem. So now that triangle is dewarded.
Good job, guys. Well done.
They heard you utter the word terrible. But you know what? That's unacceptable. Let me fix that.
Good. I'm glad. They clearly agreed.
Yeah.
Sick of these damn wards. Get me a gem, sir, and get those 2 wards out of there. So we're just playing down the bottom side, dropping snakes, taking this tier 2. But guess what? Hector wants to go on the high ground and pop God Strength. And absolutely will be chefing up these buildings. Chip, chop, both their swords. Going to be cutting away at these barracks and destroying them both.
It's just so bold. He doesn't even give the enemy time to think.
Yeah, no, I mean this is Hector gameplay. I mean this range barracks is still on 6 HP. Dartmago trying to try and come in, but gets tossed back. The bait on the barracks. This is annoying. Does finally kill him off. BKB, well, trying to run out. Actually, he's running out of health now. Trying to TP away. Oh my god, that was really, really close for Dartmago. But he does get away. Gets the building. Gets out. K1 also going to be nightfalling himself out of there. As everybody gets out safely on the side of OG.LATAM. Excellent fight there from them. They get the full barracks for absolutely nothing. They get themselves away.
One thing you got to give massive respect for OG.LATAM is in both games, when you think their backs are against the wall, they find like this window of making a big play, right? In game 1, it was the 15-minute Tormentor, the 2-man rotation, the Sign King Warlock. Now in game 2, sure they have Aegis advantage, but you could argue it's like, you know, they got to be a little bit careful. But K1 is like, who cares? Straight away, right up into the high ground. Does not care about Shaman or any hero.
Hex down onto Hector, though. They've caught him on the steps of their base, but the team's coming. They are nearby. Will they be able to help with this? Let's find out. Hector still getting low. The damage from Nightfall, it is going to be enough to bring him down. No more spend for this fight. No more Illich either. Aurora popping off here, finding such a deep play. But absolutely working out for them. Finally, it works out.
So like I was saying, Nomad, I love the...
Yeah, Aurora take a page out of OG.LATAM's book.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just, you got to play quick, but I mean, as much as I was praising OG.LATAM, it was, great moves they make. You cannot knock that. But for Aurora, it always feels like Nightfall and his Tiny, he always gets a pick at some point in a game, right? It's just his playstyle on the Tiny. With the Shadow Blade, he is a ruthless killer. Now K1 dead for 40 seconds, no buyback. His Claymore just sitting in his backpack. That is just reminding him of the economy he's missing to be able to do it. But I would be surprised if Aurora, of course, were to force that. There's no real need.
New.
All right, now what's the crazy play OG's gonna make now? I feel like they're just gonna draw a line, and K1's gonna run down that line and press God Strength at some point. Like,
Still have this Aegis on Dark Mago. Just shove him down lanes and see what happens. Tends to be the strategy behind these Aegises.
but Aurora have kind of ignored the Kunkka Aegis very well. Like, we expected it to be a bit more annoying for them, but Aurora have gone, wait a second, why would we go on the Aegis Kunkka? Let's just ignore him. We'll kill someone else with global. You know, it's not the craziest of concepts. It's not like we're, you know, breaking the game here. But OG.LATAM, they felt like they probably should have got a little bit more with this one. It's now 2 Aegises in a row where they've lost gold whilst having the Aegis. 2,000 gold in the first one. The second one, they're now losing around 6,000 gold.
Global
mirror.
silence. Just get the shaman out of there. That is pretty wild. It might just be an invitation. It's the moment that Clouds comes off. Hector onto the high ground, but he needs to get off his BKB. The box will help. It's nicely done from Elmisho, and now Hector tries to unleash, but he doesn't really want to jump into this. It's getting awkward very quickly. Kiyotaka bouncing around the fights, controlling on the supports and being super duper annoying here, but finally they will be able to get that Yules out onto him, and now the lockdown is there. The damage comes in. Bye-bye Kiyotaka. Big kill from the side of OG.LATAM, and Mago just zoning out everybody else on the side of Aurora. They cannot get past this Kunkka. They'll kill him off the first time, trigger his Aegis, and now they'll back themselves away on the side of OG.LATAM with the God Strength coming to an end. That is the end of their invitation to the high ground.
And discipline being shown as well. With the God Strength, like you said, expiring, they know that Storm Spirit could potentially buy back. So they don't want to sit in the high ground and play into Firestorm and a Hex, and now Storm buybacks and kills your Sven. Like, then you know what? We don't need to do this. Let's just walk away, see what happens. And I like that. That's good from OG.LATAM.
I'm interested in the Sven's build here. I feel like there's 2 schools of thought, and he has gone for it. So you either go Satanic in this situation, or there's a world in which you go for Refresher and just try to kind of wait out the first volley of spells from Aurora, which are sort of consistently going to come down, as we've actually got Panto in trouble here. He's got 8 seconds until his global silence, so a great time to kill him off. His courier takes the gem off him. Nice moves from Panto, getting that gem to safety. Really, really cute play there, utilizing the courier tech. But
He was back up again.
God Strength on autocast, dude. Straight up to the high ground. Mirror, he's going to get chefed up here as well. See you later, buddy. Tries to defend those barracks, throws him with the body onto the bonfire, which is taking place up in the top lane. Nightfall comes and says, where on earth is my team? What just happened? Why are my supports dead? But in comes Kiyotaka, back from the dead. Double buyback from the supports here. They just want to bring down Hector, but Hector's got the Satanic. Fighting up into this, keeping himself alive by smacking, but cut inside these straight. Oh, but there's a lovely box coming out from Elmisho, getting Hector to safety. He doesn't die. Double buyback for absolutely nothing, just keeping the barracks alive. That is not what you want to be seeing on Aurora. You want to be getting more than that with that sort of reaction.
But they just didn't get it. Again, OG.LATAM, they're showing that they're going right up to the edge, playing on that God Strength, and as soon as they think, you know what, this is not the fight, run away. And I just... You got to respect the fact that they're playing with... If they see like a millisecond of a chance, they just take it instantly without even second guessing themselves. I mean, the fact that they don't second guess themselves forces Aurora to now overthink everything. It's like, whoa, we weren't ready for this. Normally teams, they spend an extra 5-10 seconds to set themselves up to protect the area. Yeah, they are playing with that just go mentality, and it's working out for now. Sure, we saw, as soon as I said that last time, K1 died in the bot lane. So I'm trying to be hesitant, but I look at the minimap, it should be fine. And now, 40 minutes into the game, K1's like, you know what, I might need a Blink Dagger.
Yeah, so fully uncommitted to ever looking at the Refresher angle, just straight up. I need to get in this fight, I need to blow people up. If I'm not killing stuff in my God Strength BKB timing, then what's the point?
Radiant are scanning.
Maybe that's a blink just to hit buildings quicker.
Yeah, it's quicker to get up the high ground with a blink dagger,
yeah,
isn't it?
He wants to minimize the time traveled to the building.
Absolutely. Well, they're starting to move around the top side of the map because, of course, Roshan could be respawning any moment in their eyes, but we know that it is still 2 minutes 30. It is the longest possible respawn, basically, for Roshan this time. So we'll lull the game into a little bit of a stalemate for a while, but also gives Aurora a chance to regroup and try to fight this.
Massive pickup though for Kid Tucker. He just completed the Hex. And the way that K1's been playing, he walks up the high ground with absolutely zero cares. Sure, he's got a Satanic and a BKB, but if you hexed up, if there's like combo break, you need a combo break. And again, it's like, what, there's Nullifier on the Underlord. So yeah, they should have every tool available to 100-0 the Sven if they have the vision.
And I was about to say, I really want them to keep this hidden, and that's exactly what they do. Smoke up with the Hex. Do not show it until you can catch this Sven out. This could be huge for Aurora. Are they aware? It's also kind of come out from nowhere, right? Like, he didn't really pick up the components. He wasn't really showing what direction he was headed in.
No, for sure. It was a hidden one.
And the mine is accelerating his farm. Oh,
he sees
this could be a huge bait. He walks into the pit. What is the response going to be? Global Silence coming out. The BKB's out very early from Hector, though. Immediately going to just bring down Mira. But now he's got to be careful. The moment that BKB ends, they'll be looking for the opportunity. But actually, Kiyotaka jumping onto a cliff in the backlines? All right. Well, that's going to allow him to just take down Panto. Nightfall's in trouble as well. Wondering where on earth his team is. Slowly getting hammered down. Kiyotaka finally jumping into the backlines, but Nightfall is dead. What a fumble from Aurora! That is not how the script was written. And now into the pit they go. I mean, T, what on earth am we watching?
Aurora, they went around the pit. They kind of encircled K1. They used a global, but then there was just no follow-up. There was no oomph to the fight, right? K1 just hits BKB and goes, oh wait, Shaman, you're dead. Who's dead after? Like, we're going to watch the replay here. Kiyotaka, he's zoning, what, 3-4 heroes to the southern side of that engagement. But now, if you off-screen, you just see that, Sven, by himself, he'd already killed the Shaman. He, with the help of the vacuum, killed off the Silencer as well. Chases down Nightfall. Like, Aurora, they were just way too split. Your Tiny's in one place, your Storm's in another place. Like, the reason why Aurora can take the fights is their ability to enter with explosive damage. The Hex from a Storm with the damage of a Tiny, or the protection of a Global with the Firestorm, and this, like, everything has to be together. But they just weren't together. And OG.LATAM, they're like, thanks guys. We love these long, disconnected fights where you're not on the same page.
The Global Silence isn't really doing much, yeah. Like, I understand the desire to get El Misho killed off, to stop him getting off these escapement acts, but you have the Nullifier, you have everything they need. You literally, T-Gunner literally just said they have everything they need to 100-0 to spend, and they just don't. And now Nullifier taking place, Global Silence being used, but not to much effect. Kiyotaka jumping into the backlines, trying to make some use out of this, but there's the box coming through, saving moves. Kiyotaka, he's running out of BKB time. He's going to need to back himself away here. Does have the Greater Lotus and will eat it up to make sure he's got the mana. Hex out onto Sven with the shackles as well, but the moment it ends, he jumps forwards onto this Shaman, and Shaman will be dying. Kiyotaka got to be careful from creep damage as well. K1, his God Strength does now end, but he's the one with the Aegis, so happy to keep on smacking, but that means Mago might be a little bit vulnerable. Yeah, Refresher Shard coming out in just a second. Here we go. Round 2 available from the Sven. They got to do a lot of damage here. His Illich is going to get dropped. K1 just going for the barracks here. He's going to die. Oh no. Respawning with absolutely nothing available. This is going to be back-to-back deaths for K1 here. Not the execution you're looking for on that Refreshing Shard, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was rough.
A little bit.
But he gets out.
Yeah, they're managing to get the rest of the heroes away here. So the first kind of big fumble coming out from OG.LATAM. That said, they still get yet another tower and yet another range barracks. So just 2 melee barracks remaining for Aurora. Still damage dealt to the base, still progressing towards that victory on the side of OG.LATAM. What can Aurora do with this time and this space they've been given whilst the Sven is dead?
I mean, this is why, again, Dota is such a great game. Like, look at the net worth. The fact that from like minute 18, OG.LATAM have just not been in a lead, right? They've been behind in gold the entire time. They're the one that have taken mid racks, the range racks in top and bot. Like, they're the ones progressing it. And sure, K1, he could have used the Refresher better. Maybe die the first life on Aegis, have full mana to then use the Refresher better in that second life. It was a mistake, but we'll see how they now recover from that one.
Cool,
Hex up onto Dark Side. They have the X. Yeah. Hex and the X, and he's back to safety.
Hexes and X's as the global silence coming down, making sure that LH will fall. LH doesn't have buyback critically here. He did just buy out for something. I don't know what. Hector jumping into the front lines and he's stunned forever. He needs to do something. Oh, nice boat comes crashing into Kiyotaka. That's going to chase him away. He might just be dead regardless. There's a lot of dots on him. But no, with the zips narrowly keeping him alive. Mira gets beaten down. Panto trying to TP out. Oh, never mind. There we go. We've got the torrent coming through. Both supports dead. It is a Sven buyback, though. I don't know if this is worth it.
But look how shaky the late game is. Sure, Sven used buyback, but Tiny doesn't have it for 1,000 gold. Like, it's not as if Nightfall can suddenly play on the character carry matchup buyback advantage. And Kunkka, he's got a buyback. Buybacks is not really a thing at the 43-minute mark for either of these teams. Both of the supports, though, on Aurora will have their cooldown return for their buyback. Only Silencer can afford it.
It's interesting. I think it's because Aurora's been under this constant pressure, this constant high ground pressure from OG.LATAM has made Aurora feel like they're on the brink this entire time. They're always like feeling like they need that next item, which is very interesting for the team that's far ahead to be, at least in net worth, to be the ones sort of feeling that sweat and forcing into buying without buybacks. It's, yeah, the economy game is super interesting in this match.
But now Nightfall has buyback, right? Like, there was going to be this, like, 45-second, 1-minute window where maybe OG.LATAM could have gone a little bit crazy, but of course, with Godstrength from cooldown, they didn't, you know, overplay their hand. Nightfall then identifies that. He's got the gold. So Tiny and Storm and Silencer, they all have buyback for Aurora. That is the key thing. The fact that Sven, if he dies, this game is probably just over for them. K1, he cannot mess up now. He cannot mess up his Satanic or his BKB, who he goes on. He's made one mistake in this game. He cannot make two.
They're looking, they're hunting. Kiyotaka, do they have what they need to take him down? Yes, they do. Hex reveal from Dartmago. Global Silence comes out, but that is not going to help. Kiyotaka is dead. Buyback available. K1 looking at the high ground, but
He's
now
itching, yeah.
It's a little scary. If they buy back on the Storm Spirit and get that Hex off, there is no buyback on Hector. Do not forget that, folks.
The way he was stutter stepping at the low ground as well, like, you knew he wanted to try.
I'm gonna do it. Great wards here, by the way, from Aurora. And this might be the difference maker. Hex comes down along with the Shackle BKB from Mira, but there's the box helping him out. Hector gonna get a chance to get out of the BKB and just TPing out of this one. He knows that this fight is over. The initiation is botched, and they were gonna try and leave. They'll get out on the Ducks here as well. Moose will not be so lucky. He will be the other kill for Aurora. Buyback from Kiyotaka nets them 2 support kills. Can they turn it into anything else? Seems unlikely.
K1 had like 7 seconds left on his God Strength. Like, that was such a bold call to make. Like, he was hoping to find like a Shaman or someone, like a squishy hero right at the tail end of his God Strength, but he goes in, BKB TP's out, supports die. Now for Aurora, finally they got some time to think. You know, the Sven's back in base, they can shove out their waves. Roshan will be the big, just the make or break point in this game. Who can set up first? Who can get there? Of course, OG.LATAM just lost a gem. So there's going to be a gem on the side of Aurora to be able to deward everything around the pit. And on top of that, there is a refresher, as we mentioned earlier, on the Silencer. So 2 globals. We've got 2 gems as well, Shaman and Silencer. So double deward action happening.
Double deward
and the
action.
Agnum's picked up. Oh,
Teacup is very excited about this.
I'm very happy, yeah. See, this is the correct way to deward, guys, you know? You earn your way to get a gem. You walk across the map. You look. You don't just have Barracuda. Barracuda.
Bloody Barracuda.
Yeah. It's a very dark map.
Yep, and as we just saw there on the mini-map, enlarged, that the site game very much belonging to Aurora at the moment.
They are blind, yes.
Poking into the dark. Smoke out from Aurora. I want to play into this vision here. I mean, I don't think they're going to get lucky with this. I'm not sure OG.LATAM will want to come out of their base that easily.
They're offering up Kunkka though.
Yeah, he's not Xing himself either, which feels bold. He's Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka runs away. He doesn't want to get hexed up. He's running down the middle lane. He is running it down right now in every sense of the word. Global Silence going to come out along with a nullifier. It will allow them to get this kill eventually. And now jump in. Oh, hex out, but he managed to get the BKB. Hector will take down that Shaman, get rid of that stun. But now it's getting awkward. He doesn't have another target to jump to, and his BKB is out. So it could be tricky for the Sven to stay on targets in these fights. Global Silence comes out once again from Panto. That's a refresher reveal, but it doesn't really matter as once again trying to get on Mira. Hector does not like Mira, but blink away as Kiyotaka jumps in, trying to hex him up. Does get that hex onto the Sven. The follow-up damage, he's surrounded suddenly by Aurora heroes. They're trying to take down Hector. Hector, if he dies here, does not have buyback. He needs to hit. He's got the Satanic, but it's not going to happen. Mira, he gets his number and takes him out. And now we'll look over towards Mago as well, who's brought back into this fight. This might be the end for OG.LATAM here, as they are struggling. Mago's going to fall. 4 dead on the side of OG.LATAM. Aurora play it perfectly.
You got to feel a little bad for OG.LATAM. Sure, Aurora, excellent kiting in that fight, you know, always disengaging. Mira on the Shaman, not getting, you know, the Sven jumps him, he disengages, keeps himself alive, then Panto forces the Shaman as well out of the fight just a little bit more to keep kind of baiting K1. You can get us, but he never got him. But no, I keep having flashbacks to when K1 had the Aegis, had the refresher. They had every tool at their disposal to take the racks to win the game. But that fumble of his mana. Oh, that's a really long shackle. Oh my god, yeah. But Aurora, they've just done it.
What about tongue do? Yeah.
No comment.
That is I mean, they're still trying to hold on, bless them. They're trying to hold on to this game, and they're not doing a terrible job at it, to be honest, but a minute is going to feel like a very long time. It's going to feel like an hour. Still, the daggers are doing an insane amount of work.
Quick reset.
Quick trip back to the base.
Vacuum.
Vacuum gonna stop them. Is it gonna do anything though? Illich is just gonna die. Buyback available from him. The delays, the pokes, it's being so annoying. 40 seconds still on the Sven though. Come on, where is that clock? A buyback out. The buildings are still alive. Mira's though gonna drop the stakes, and this is gonna start the timer for real now as Nightfall jumps in, blows up Illich again. Now looks towards moves. The dream, it was nice, but ultimately it was just a dream as they can look to take down this Ancient and put an end to game number 1. And there's your GG. Game number 2, sorry, going the way of Aurora, making this series a 1-1.